3 games, 3 wins. A 17-point victory on the Gold Coast provided a fitting tribute to Dustin Fletcher's latest milestone and an ideal start to the season. The senior coach is quick to point out there's still lots to improve on, but the goal-kicking coach had plenty to smile about.
Sure, he's got that in the trick bag, Paddy. Ryder, the big bender! That's one of the biggest benders I've ever seen in my life!
And for big Tom Bellchambers, he got through his first game back and the rehab unscathed.
Tough going early. Obviously the Gold Coast Suns played pretty well in the first half, and we were able to run them off their feet in the end, which was pretty pleasing. But there are pretty talented kids out there. It's all about recovery from here on in. The bumps and bruises are a lot harder in the AFL footy, so we've got 2 games in the next kind of 10 days or so it's pretty important to get the recovery right and do everything down to a T. We'll go through some mobility, do some stretching with the straps and the rollers, then we'll go do hot cold straight away here at the ground, and we'll head back and probably do a full recovery after we get back to the hotel.
So we're back at the hotel now. We've had a bit of food after the game, got the protein back into us, so from now on in it's just lights out. So most of the boys will probably go to bed now. We take the no-dos before the game, so that might keep a few of the boys up, but yeah, a lot of boys will take a couple of sleeping tablets and hit the hay from here on in. Yeah, so this morning we got up, had a bit of breakfast, then we come down the pool to do a pool recovery session. The body's feeling pretty good this morning, a few bumps and bruises, but generally pretty good. This active recovery is pretty important the morning after a game, obviously. We're pretty sore, it's an interstate trip, so even more so important getting back on the plane for 2.5 hours, it's pretty important. The big polar bear, he'll be right, he thought it was at 9:30 I think, so a bit more sleep won't hurt the big fella I reckon. From here on in it's about recovery and getting your body right to play in two blockbuster games.
The Bombers have got up by 17 points here tonight.
We had another win on the weekend, not on our best performance, but still 3-0, and you know, we just need to keep practicing the things we want to practice and get better at. And for the players, it's about really looking forward to a big game against an arch rival in Carlton. We've had a really good start to the year in terms of not losing a game yet, and it's given the guys great confidence that we can compete.
For the second time this year, the Bombers were grounded. Their plane out of the Gold Coast diverted to Brisbane with mechanical problems. The players held up in the airport, unable to leave until 5 o'clock.
It was only a 3 or 4 hour delay. It wasn't like last time. We got to the game. It's just getting home that was the worry. But yeah, the boys are back and in training, and yeah, excited about the weekend. Nathan Lovett-Murray's a good chance to come back. David Myers not far away, so we'll wait and see for Collingwood for David. But yeah, we're close with a couple of them, and probably being more conservative than we would normally be. We just want to make sure that everyone's good to go.
Hey boys, we've got extra pressure today. You got the cameras on you, so get your technique right. We've got Goody and Hurdy in as well. Boys, we'll do 15 shots and then we'll do 5 Steve Johnson goals at the end.
I was really excited when I was told I was doing the forward line, just something totally different. I suppose playing in the back line, then coaching development in the back line. For me to progress as a coach, I had to learn some new things, but I think a lot of the skill sets actually transfers really well. What I concentrated on as a backman was positioning, contested marking, what sort of leading patterns of forwards will beat me on. So I think it transfers really well. Now I can just do on the opposite with the forwards. I suppose my first few months is just trying to get to know the players, get to know the group I'm working with, the forwards, their personalities, what sort of coaching they like. But I've really enjoyed working with a young group. I was development coach at Geelong, so and probably the three guys I learnt the most off, Brendan McCartney, Brenton Sanderson and Bomber, had all moved on. So I just felt that it was time for me to, if I wanted to improve my coaching, which I do, that I had to get out of the environment of Geelong and where I was a player, and at times I found it hard to communicate with guys that I played with. So I was just ready for a change, and I made my mind up, and I decided that Essendon was best suited to me, and I've loved it.
Hey, look here! Yeah, post.
All the players are really different. They've all got their own individual techniques. So a few players, more the younger players, you're working on their routines and getting those down pat. But most of the older guys have got it, and it's just trying to get the same routine every single time they kick. But guys like Froggy usually get the psych outs and tip a few over.
He's choked. You let him psych you out. Have a look at him, man. How can you not psych out this man?
Yeah, with Leroy, he's obviously a really good set shot, but you just want him backing himself. You can see a few of his goals with the snaps, and that's purely instinct. And he loves snapping them during training, and we'll do a few Steve Johnson goals at the end, but with Leroy, it's just backing himself. I don't teach him anything.
So Wally will be on the mark, and I'll be here putting pressure on, 5 metres away. Set it up in your hand, ready to go. Quick snaps, open up the angle.
Some players kick across their body, and some players like Hurls kick straight through it. I don't think there's an exact science. I think the way they've grown up with their kicking, it's just getting him in a good routine and letting it practice it time and time again. How quickly they learn is incredible, and I think I've really noticed a big improvement from when I started to now. I still see a huge amount of improvement, and I look at the key forwards and key backs. They're still young and they've still got a bit of development in them. So, but I think the group and the culture is really good. It's been really enjoyable to see the development of the players, and I think in the future it's pretty exciting.
After the break, we inspect the Bombers' flight plan and pull a moment of football infamy out of the bag.
This is the best season we've ever seen. Kevin Sheedy.
The 2000 premiership wasn't just about the year 2000, it was a culmination of years and years of hard work, and you know, that group had been put together probably since about 1993. Those players have started to come together, and we were fortunate in 93 to win a premiership, and then after that the truth sets in, and you've got to work hard, and you've got to coach hard, and you've got to have a bit of luck, but without that hard work and the players coming together, that 2000 premiership never would have happened.
Thank you to the supporters, you've been fantastic. Thank you to my teammates, you're the best bunch of blokes you could ever meet.
The players, the administration, everyone here is committed to this project out at the airport. It's something we desperately need. We're training in subpar facilities at the moment, and without these facilities, it's going to be very hard to win a premiership. When we came back to this club, it wasn't about our individual glory, or it wasn't about what we wanted to do. It's about putting this club back up to where all our supporters and all our members and all the people who follow Essendon want it to be, and that's the best club in the land. So a premiership for all of us is something we're desperately seeking. I've donated to the flight plan. Have you?
Bombers Chairman David Evans is our special guest today. Thank you very much for joining us. 12 years since that famous victory in 2000, but it equals the club's third longest premiership drought. How does that sit with you as chairman?
It doesn't sit well, Sarah, but just watching that vision then certainly whets the appetite for some success. And there's a lot of planning, there's a lot of hard work going into it at the moment, and I've got some good feelings about what could happen over the next few years.
You don't win 16 flags by sitting still and waiting for them to happen. You have to be really proactive, and that's what the club's doing at the moment with the development out at the airport. Yeah,
as James said in the opening, it is a crucial project for us. It's something that I feel incredibly passionate about. The fundraising is going well, but I've got to be frank, if we don't do this, the ability for us to repeat the likes of 2000 is tougher. And
we can see pictures now of the development. What stage is it at?
Well, it's early stages. The civil works are being done at the moment, so we hope to get the grounds up and going by Cup Week this year, so to have the boys doing their pre-season on for the 2013 year, which is very exciting and certainly going to plan and certainly going to budget.
We saw James Hird, the player, there. Is James Hird, the coach, everything you imagined he would be?
Well, I've known him for 20 years, so I sort of knew, and we knew what we were going to get with James. He's an outstanding individual. I think his work ethic is extraordinary. He's the way he talks to the players, the way he mentors young men, and his vision for the way we want to play football it's intoxicating, and he's doing a great job, and he's loving it as well.
Apart from driving fundraisers like Flight Plan, what else is the job of a modern AFL chairman?
Well, I think it's more strategic, and there's a lot of challenges for particularly Melbourne-based clubs. There's the impact of other codes getting their act together. There's now 18 teams. There's the challenges of free agency coming. The costs are only going up in AFL football. So having some strategic vision and running that is a key to what that I spearhead, but also making sure our stakeholders are happy, making sure the member experience is outstanding, making sure that our sponsors are getting value for their money. That's a critical part of it.
The veteran wants it off for the moment. There's a lovely hand pass to Denham. Denham shoots for goal and pops it through.
Well, looking forward to the game always against Carlton. They're always great games to play in, so from that point of view, it's always going to be a tough game. I was playing on Greg that day, and he towed me up early and got dragged, and was happy to give me a spray.
Williams is the one that is keeping Carlton in this game.
We did have a few clashes, a few physical clashes. I guess at the end of the day, yeah, for me it was probably a good scalp to try and nullify him.
Williams and Denham still having a bit of a chat. Greg Williams has had 16 possessions to date, so he's picking up plenty of the football, but he hasn't had any support runners around.
From my point of view, it didn't matter what happened on the day as long as we won on the day, so I didn't care whether I got one kick or two or none, but if I could have a role to play and the side won, and I never played another game of footy, it didn't worry me too much, so I guess that's what we all play for, to win a premiership.
Williams, tackled by Denham, down he goes, the umpire gives the all clear for a boundary throw-in. Absolutely fantastic setup here. Williams has conned a free kick out of this.
I remember copying one, and I looked up into the grandstand because I thought someone threw something at me. I didn't quite see it coming, which looking back I should have seen it coming, but I didn't. Did cop a broken nose, which is probably par for the course for me most times.
Quinlan's down on the boundary line.
Yeah, she doesn't appear to be in any serious trouble, Robbo.
We ended up getting up and having the win, so I thought I might as well give him the payback at the end of the game and tell him to look at the scoreboard, which he didn't like. So he obviously tried to come over and remonstrate, and the fun and games broke out, and yeah, he pushed the umpire and got suspended.
And he's pretty unhappy. Andrew Coates with him.
I think that day he wouldn't shake my hand after the game, and I was a bit pissed off with him. And I was focused on him, and the umpire sort of come across my space, really.
Yeah.
And I just pushed him out of my space, that's all. Well, it wasn't an aggressive action or...
You knew it was the umpire, though?
No, I don't reckon I did.
You got the best vision of any bloke I've ever seen. You didn't know that it was the umpire in your face.
No, you're correct. I did have the best vision. But no, I didn't see him.
Greg's son's actually at Calder Cannons this year, so he's not a bad little player, and I'm assisting out at Calder Cannons, so I'm helping in the midfield, and his son's in the midfield as well, Charlie, so he's a good little player, and it's quite ironic that after all this time I'd have that relationship with his son as an assistant coach. Having a young family, it's hard to get to the football all the time, but they do like Essendon. They don't take the losses too well, which is not good. not real good, but yeah, I get to the game a little bit, and yeah, it's a lot faster than when it was when I played.
Denham again, goes it gone, not bad, it's great.
To play in a premiership with Essendon, who I supported as a youngster, was pretty special too. So they still have a soft spot for Essendon. The whole family back for Essendon. We've got no choice really in that matter.
Hey, Skip Thompson from Kia. Here's how Michael Hurley remembers his rookie year.
Michael, a pleasure, mate.
Skip, how you going?
Pretty good, buddy. Now, it's Kia's rookie year. I want to know what it was like when you were a rookie.
I suppose it's a very exciting year. I came into a footy club that I suppose had been struggling a little bit, but had some great names like Scotty Lucas, Matthew Lloyd, Mark McVeigh. So for me, coming into the Essendon Footy Club was a bit of a whirlwind. I was drafted pick number 5, so reasonably high, and then came into, my number was 22, so I was alongside, as I said, yeah, Scotty Lucas to my left and Matty Lloyd to my right, so it was pretty exciting.
So can you remember your first game? Like, do you remember your first kick?
I remember my first kick. I remember my first handball.
Oh, yeah?
I got it off. I got off Hayden Skipworth and I gave it straight back to him. So,
oh, yeah? You felt good? Or
yeah, I was good as a buzz. Got a bit of nerves off the back, and I don't actually remember running out onto the ground. That was the first thing I remember from the day. So.
And you're out in Adelaide, I guess, were you?
Yeah, Adelaide, and the crowd's getting stuck in here. But
yeah, right.
It was good.
Oh, that's just got to be exciting, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's a dream come true.
Yeah, yeah. What advice would you give a rookie?
I suppose just to try and relax as much as you can and just be yourself. I think in a footy club environment, everyone gets along with everyone, so the more you can just relax and sort of try and get to know people, the better. If you're too worried and stay in your shell, it takes you a lot longer to get to know the boys, and it can be a bit frustrating, I suppose.
Right. So it's not just about playing a good game. I guess it's all about the communications with everybody else.
Yeah, definitely. I think the footy will take care of itself. You're good enough to be drafted. I think you're good enough to hopefully play AFL footy, so that'll come with time. But I think just to relax and enjoy it, soak it in.
Oh, well, fantastic, Michael. Thanks so much.
No worries. Cheers.
And go Bombers.
Go the Dons.
I'm excited.
Good man.
The ground, Windy Hill, the magic, the memories, the tuck shop.
Yeah. I don't know.
Up next on the Hangar, the Bombers' Japanese adventure continues.
Regular fortune, marriage of any kind, new employment are both well.
Each round via essendonfc.com.au, you decide the True Value Bomber of the Week. This week's nominations are Paddy Ryder and his goal-kicking party trick.
Not sure he's got that in the trick bag, Paddy. Ryder, the bear bender! That's one of the biggest benders I've ever seen in my life!
Dustin Fletcher at his very best at the very end of his 350th.
Here comes a 350 gainer! Dustin Fletcher saved the day!
And Jobe Watson running himself to exhaustion and beyond.
Jobe Watson there, I think it is. Oh, that's blue Powerade coming up there. He's going to fill a bucket up. And Dion Presti is saying, I don't want to stand here anymore. Poor old Jobe, not feeling well.
Congratulations to Stuart Cowley, who correctly selected Dustin Fletcher as this week's TVB. You are now in the season-ending draw to win the True Value Solar Energy Package, valued at $3,000. See essendonfc.com.au for full terms and conditions. David Evans, the Bombers chairman, is our studio guest. Now, we're going to launch straight into the Home Truth viewer question. Who is your all-time favourite Essendon player? Very hard question, because growing up as a Bombers fan, I'm sure you've got heaps.
Yeah, and I go back a fair way. Tim Watson would be my all-time favourite. Soft spot for Simon Madden, and I like David Myers in the current day list.
Well, we must thank Mark for his question, and congratulations to him, because he wins the $500 Antler luggage package. So congratulations to Mark. What was it about Timmy Watson that you loved?
His explosive speed, the vision of him jumping over that pack at AFL Park, or VFL Park as it was back then, in that night grand final. He was a great player.
How deep does your passion run for this football club?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, the Essendon Football Club is such a huge part of my life and a huge part of our family's life and has been for many years. So, you know, the passion runs deep, and it goes back to watching games at Windy Hill and made a lot of friends there as well. So it's time now to put back and try and shore up the future of our club.
Your late father Ron was elevated to legend status at the Bombers Hall of Fame earlier this year. What did that mean to not only you but the entire Evans family?
Well, it was a very special night. It's been 5 years since his passing, and it was a great thing that the club did. Dad had a huge impact on the Essendon Football Club, but also on the AFL game itself. And so we're very proud of him, very proud of what he achieved, and it was a very special night, something we'll cherish.
You're good friends with the coach, James Hird, and have known him a very long time. What's it like working alongside a good friend in the role as chairman and also coach?
Oh, it's great because, you know, we get to experience this journey together, give each other support. As I said earlier, he's doing a great job, and his thirst for, for success is very much intoxicating.
If the Bombers don't win the flag in 2012, who do you think will?
Gee, the Hawks look good, don't they? And so do Carlton, but we hope to put a bit of a dent in Carlton's hopes this week.
And what's the number one thing on your agenda at the moment as chairman of the football club?
Well, right now, I'd say it has to be just getting that membership number up. We're a bit behind this time last year, so we want to get through 50,000 again, and we really must get this new airport facility delivered on time, on budget, and without debt. So the fundraising focus is huge.
David, thank you very much for joining us on the Hangar, and good luck against the Blues this weekend. It's going to be a beauty.
Thanks, Sarah. Great.
We should go to Japan.
If you can learn by the end of that trip what it says, I'll pay you 1,000 yen.
Is this a wedding or a funeral? They're moving pretty slow. Like that.
By day 2, the boys already felt at home in Tokyo. Jake even had the lingo down pat.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Tokyo Tower? Tokyo Tower, just here? This is it here? Yeah. Arigato. Thank you.
Thank you.
Arigato, mate. Look how many buildings there are already.
The city is actually ridiculously big, mate. Like, if you see how far it stretches out, both sides.
Come on, step on it. What if I start jumping on it? I think she's trying to marry off her daughter. Gonna get my fortune told. Good fortune in future. Yes. Regular fortune. Marriage of any kind, new employment are both well.
Apart from the main mission, Jake had one thing on his mind.
What? Are you happy with eating that? Yep. Oh, they're cooking up something else there. How much do you want to eat, mate? Mate, I'm starving.
Look at that. Angus Momfrey's boy band is a big hit in Japan. Join James Hird in the studio next week for a special Anzac Day Eve edition of The Hangar, Tuesday at 10 p.m.
This has been a Fox Footy production.